Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 9 American aircraft carrier Essex. We are on the map Tears the Desert, and this game is a fantastic game. It is extremely close the entire time, and the outcome is not known until the very end of the game. So hopefully you can just relax, enjoy this super tense, super exciting game. I know it's an aircraft carrier game, but that kind of lends itself to the tenseness. You've got to wait on the cooldown. If you miss the drop, you miss that drop, and you have to wait 2, 3, 4 minutes before you can do something else to help your team. So yeah, I'm hoping that you enjoyed as much as I did playing it. Some of the viewers who watch my stream might recognize the game. Don't ruin it for them, because it is fantastic. Now, the build I'm going is 2-1-1. This is the standard build that you get when you first buy the Essex. Most Essex commanders pick up the 1-1-3 build. And some people don't like that I might run this build. I chose to upgrade my aircraft. I didn't want to respec my commander for that difference of a tier skill. For anyone who doesn't know, there's a aircraft commander skill that improves your aircraft the larger tier discrepancy between the opposition's aircraft tier. And this is very useful for something like the Kaga against the Saipan. That discrepancy is actually not that bad at that point. Or if you are running your tier 8s, your unupgraded, your stock aircraft, and they have a tier 9. Something to consider. So, I am running this build, and I'm not sorry for it. So while I'm running it, I've got to make really good use of it by wiping out the enemy aircraft as often as I possibly can. Now, the enemy is an Essex, and the enemy is running the 1-1-3 build. So he's got to try his best to get dots on the target. Now, for me, I can't really do as much dive bomber damage. I have to hit torpedoes. I have to be effective. I recognize that there's some enemy destroyer over by B point. So I'm going to try and move him out of the smoke. I figure that's the last known position. You know, maybe he's there. There's no tell whatsoever that he is there. He's not firing until, of course, we have passed by. I do catch sight of him. I try and drop with almost no time for the bomb to arm, and then it has to do a pass. It has to take a... It has to go back around. There. I can speak. I promise you. So the team captured A point. The enemy captured B point. Nobody captures C point. Well, since we have A, I'm going to hope that we could work towards a B capture as well. The enemy doesn't really have anyone to capture C point. It looks like both destroyers chose to go for B, which, you know, it worked out for them right now. But is it going to work out in a little bit? I was trying to help the friendly Kiev. He was seemingly spotted by the aircraft, and he probably chose to fire his gun. I wanted to knock out. And I'm really sorry if the aircraft carrier is watching. Listen, I didn't go anti-air. I just went the solid random build. I know some of the players out there are like, oh, this is frustrating to watch because they can't do anything in response. Well, run the risk, right? Enemy dive bombers are incoming to my friendly, and I'm going to take advantage of the fact that they have to go a predictable path. I do wipe out the friendly aircraft, but I do get a ton of aircraft in response, and I'm probably going to have to rearm any second now. Yep, there we go. We got to rearm. My torpedo and my dive have rearmed. I'm pulling them back. I'm really trying to protect my team. Spot the enemy team. Don't let the enemy team do anything that my team would be vulnerable to, like torpedoes from smoke. We all know that that's something that could potentially happen, and I need to get something in the area to spot these torpedoes. I don't think the game encourages this enough, and you'll see at the end screen, you know, just how much work I'm putting in for the team and how little of it is actually rewarded from scouting and spotting and all that stuff. You'll see, you'll see. It's just one of the most frustrating things about the aircraft carrier. You have to do damage to really see yourself be the top 3 on the team. Now this enemy Scharnhorst is trying to dodge. I'm sure he's obviously got a lot on his plate, but I'm not going to show any mercy. And he sends his torpedoes, which are spotted conveniently by me. Are we going to cause a flood? Please cause a flood. There is a fire on the target, so he is still potentially vulnerable to a dive bomber follow-up. And I'm spotted. What a sneaky slime. There is an enemy destroyer somewhere within that realm of detection. We know it isn't the one that is in the smoke because the Fiji would have spotted that. So it's another one. And I'm going to head to the only area of the map that I think there could be a destroyer that could be spotting me. And sure enough, there's that little son of a... there's that frickin' Fletcher. We saw it. We recognized it. And it's really that simple. If you're spotted, look around. Maybe there is an area of the map that is open to attack. And sure enough, there was. And we're going to keep him spotted so my team can fire on him. And I'm going to dive bomb him, of course. Which we get a little bit of damage. And as soon as I have fighters in the area, I send my dive bombers back. In fact, I knew I was going to have fighters in the area. And conveniently, they spot the torpedoes, both sets. And we're not going to let you hide, Fletcher. He thought he was going to be crafty. He thought he could get in position to knock me out of the game right then and there. And in fact, he's brought an early death to himself, which is completely fine. No mercy for people who are like this, right? No mercy at all. I don't intend to use my torpedo bomber. I just want him to feel the pressure. I know that my teammates can kill him. I'm just going to do a fake attack and force him to make a mistake. You know, maybe show too much side, stay stationary, whatever it is. I just want him to really crack under pressure and die. It's all mind games from an aircraft carrier standpoint. Now, the enemy team has pulled back into sort of this all or nothing. They want to weather the storm, take out the ships that are self-isolating themselves somewhat on the southern flank, and this could be bad. Now, we have huge advantage on capture, but we still don't have sea for whatever weird reason. We could have easily had 3 bases for a really long time if we would have had a friendly DD move into position to do that. These are things that you just regret whenever you're playing it. And you know what I regret? Not having the torpedo cause a flood. We still have not caused a single flood with our torpedoes yet. And that is a big deal for this particular build. I can't layer dots if the torpedoes don't cause any. I'm trying to protect the Monarch. Did we get him? Oh, that was significant. We wiped him out just before he dropped his torpedoes. Let's say the Monarch takes 2 or 3. He's going to be probably 15,000 less health. Maybe it causes a flood. And I'm sure everyone really hates my guts for doing that. That's such a clutch moment of the game because it requires that the enemy team spend more time not firing on someone else. And my fighters just barely got in range to protect. And yeah, guy was like, thanks, Notser. You've got to feel like you are the luckiest battleship or cruiser in the game when a friendly aircraft carrier is able to do that. And a play like that, gosh, the closer a target gets to dropping, the more reward you should get for XP. Because it was just such an important moment. But I'm just going to get, you killed 6 aircraft. Big whoop. You did what you're supposed to do. Yeah, okay. You could look at it that simply. But it's not exactly that simple. Just one of those things. Now, we tried to drop on the Bismarck. I don't believe we caused a fire. I think we missed completely, in fact. I think we're bad. And he's on fire, though. So that's good. Maybe his damage control is on cooldown. And I'm going to take advantage of him showing so much side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we get the 6th? We do! And we take out the enemy target. But notice, not a single flood on that attack either. In fact, only 1 flood the entire game. I don't know what the hell I've done to the RNG gods for aircraft carriers, but I apologize for it. I didn't mean to ruin your lives. Can you just give me a little bit of that luck back, please? Just a touch. Just a touch. So I am a little worried at this point because we're losing more ships than the enemy. Wow, you can count, Notser. I know. And whenever you feel like that, you're like, you know what? This doesn't feel very good. We're sort of split off, so they could focus on 1 or 2 ships, whereas we have to deal with 4 or 5 ships firing at the targets that are isolated. That's not very good. And my aircraft carrier is a little far forward, so I'm going to back up. I just feel like the enemy team is going to pounce. They feel like they have the advantage over here near B, and they're going to push forward. And that is terrifying. I don't really have the ability to fight. Right? I've got to rely on my squadron. So there's no reason to be out there. Plus, I am an American aircraft carrier. Look at how crappy my concealment is. So I get in the way of the torpedo. I intercept it. I take it out. Most of his torpedo is wiped out already, though. I don't know if you'll have another squadron up, but it doesn't matter right now. Right now, we need to try and help the teammates, wherever they might be. I'm going to work on the turrets. He's pretty isolated. Obviously, an isolated battleship, especially German, is probably a good target because they lack the very torpedo protection that others would have, right? So, yeah. Now, I don't want to have to drop on him, but I think I have to. I think he's just not dying fast enough, and I want to try and keep the teammates up as long as I can. So, we drop on him. Does the drop really need... You know, you can always second guess yourself, but look at the teams! Look at how bad this is now! It's 3 versus 6, 7? Yeah. It's really, really bad. Really bad. And I'm going to try and keep the enemy destroyer spotted just so my team can kill him. Or hopefully. It's, you know, the game has not gone the way I wanted it to. And quite frankly, as an aircraft carrier, I don't think there's enough time in the game to rearm and to take out the targets. That's the one weakness of the aircraft carrier. When they're given an opportunity for the enemy to push forward with any significant amount, I can't kill 3 targets in 1 minute. That's not possible. But for other classes, that is. Now, obviously the RNG would be a factor. But still, I've only got 2 squadrons. Even if I get detonations on both, I can only kill 2. It's that simple. So, trying to hound the dive bombers. I'm trying to really wipe out the rest of the crew and keep the targets in sight. There is the IOE, have all that stuff. I don't want the friendly destroyer having to deal with this, so I'm trying to intercept and just say, no, no father. You're not going 1 step further. And is he going to make the mistake of sailing too straight? I think he is, and we do wipe out 1, which is good. He is looking for me, which he has spotted, and obviously the enemy wants to wipe me out because I'm probably the most dangerous. I use my dive bomber. Come on, hit this guy. Hit this guy. We need to hit this. All right, there we go. Enemy destroyer is dead. And rapidly, everything is going to the crapper because we're spotted by aircraft. We have to kill the aircraft. And I earn clear sky, which is cool. I'm sure the enemy aircraft carrier is just so thrilled by this. And the enemies are pushing forward rapidly. They want to capture the bases. I figure that the enemy Nagato is going for A point. They're going to have 3 bases to our 0 at that point, and there's about 4 minutes left in the game. So I don't know if we can do this. And I'm trying to attack. It's not the best strategy, but I have to try. You know, I have to get a strike on one of them to slow it down. So we got the hipper. Looks like he's kind of being coy. He's trying to slow down. So I'm going to drop sort of midship. Did I drop too close? Oh, we dropped way too close. Oh my God. That could be the difference between my team winning and losing. God. And I remember in the moment being so stressed, having to deal with the aircraft who were keeping me spotted, backing up. Look at the enemy team. They're pushing forward rapidly. It's an Iowa. It's not just any ship. It's a Tier 9 battleship. He can easily wipe out most of my aircraft. It's going to be really hard for me to take him out. God. You know it's tense when you're just that close. Just that close to getting an attack on the target, and you just drop it just a little bit too close. And I think at that point the stream was like, man, wouldn't it be nice if they put the line where the aircraft activated? Yes, it would. It would be taking away a little bit of the skill, though. I want to take out this aircraft so it can't detect. I'm going to send my dive bomber, hoping to obviously set a fire, maybe force out damage control. Give a little bit of lead, and we barely clip them. Should have dropped it a little bit better, but it's tense. It's really stressful. Friendly Colorado's moving forward. It's 2 versus 5, very close to Solo Warrior, by the way. It all depends on this Colorado. Will he survive? I think he is surviving right now. The Hipper's pushing forward. If the Hipper would have gone through that gap instead of pulling back, did he pull back because of the dive bomber? Maybe he was afraid. But if he would have gone through that gap, he would have absolutely detected me. Even the Iowa is pushing rapidly forward, so I have to do something to slow him down. And that something is going to be to try and torpedo him. I want him to react to the torpedo and turn away. That's my only hope, that he'll be so afraid that he'll, change his heading, slow down, or whatever. So we're going to set it up. Oh, man. Really, really shitting the bed right now. Oh, my God. It's bad. Oh, it was bad. Oh, so bad. But look at what we've accomplished. He's turned off. In his effort to avoid, he actually turned back, and I'm just trying to confirm if I can line of sight him. Of course not. But we are not detected anymore. And there's less than a minute left in the game. Now, I don't know the fire is going to extend our range. We put out the fire. I don't know if we win this. We have 45 seconds. And they're ticking up very quickly. I think we actually need to get a kill before the game ends. Otherwise, it's a loss, right? There's 40 seconds left. 35 seconds. We've got the Hipper. We have to hit this, and it has to kill it, because the torpedoes will not be up in time. If we miss this, the game is over. The Colorado is trying to go after Sea Point, which is great. But, oh my God, we have to hit this. Look how close this game is going to be if we don't hit this. Oh, we hit it! We got him! Oh, man! And if we would have done that, I think it would have been a loss. It was, what, 795 to 780 at that precise moment. It would have been ticking up 3 ticks every... I mean, it would have been so close. But we got the W. That's all that matters. And, super stressful. Clear skies, 4 kills, 104,000 damage done. And 1 flood. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Wargaming? And look at this. 1,574 base XP. 57 aircraft and 4 kills. Only 1,574 base XP. Either way, I mean, it was a fun game. I definitely should have been doing a little bit better. I missed probably 2 or 3 drops. But even with those 2 or 3 drops, we were still in the game because we did so much work as a team up front capturing. Could have done a little bit better, but I'm not going to complain about a win. Just going to try and shore up the weaknesses that I see in that win. But oh man, the stress, the agony. If we would have just totally flubbed that up, it would have been over. Most of my damage in the torpedoes, of course. No dots were on the target. Barely any fires. 1 flood. Token flood. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.